Hello.
How are y'all?
Good.
Sleepy.
Yeah, me too. I had a migraine all morning.
Oh no.
Ew. Is it better or is it still weird?
I'm fine.
I don't know where my morning went. I feel like it was there, and then I was like, oh shit, it's 1 o'clock.
Okay. Um. Okay. Let's see. I think we're all here besides Vizier, which he'll be here shortly. Um. We can go ahead and get into the recap. I think I'm ready. If you guys are ready to recap.
Yeah, Nick said he's going to do it in just a second. Yeah, he's just trying to set up microphone stuff, question mark, I think. Technical issues.
Nope, it's not lighting up. Is it my picture of
Hmm? Yeah. Well, to recap in one sentence, we almost died.
No, this was so bad.
Here, I guess I can do the recap. May not be as great as Nick's, but since he's working on it, something. If you're good with that, Nick. Okay. So we got recruited by Calder Voss to go help him clear out a house where they all got ambushed because he was part of like the lands guild failed mandate guild awards. Anyways, and so we're going to the house and we suck at stealth. We did not roll very well on stealth, so when we were trying to sneak around the house, and we got found pretty quick because Percupa went in front of a window, and we had a short and sweet combat of the initial combatants in the house.
Ezekiel also got a net one. Thank you.
Percupa once it noted that Ezekiel also got a net one, but
And
meh.
it came to stealth.
Yep, we had a short and sweet combat, and then we investigated around the house. We found, or someone found, like a very serial killer picture of faces crossed out of a group, and found the room where Calder said they were ambushed, where there's like a big explosion at the end of the room. And then we were ambushed and snuck attacked. I don't know, sneaked attack. All surprised rounded by assassins. And it hurt a lot because that's the closest we ever gotten to TPK. Barcuppa was the last one standing, and she talked and negotiated with Calder Voss. I don't exactly remember the exact details or what happened, but he was looking for a blueprint or schematics, and so we gave that to him and was negotiating a part of the deal that we would be back in service of what's his good Greywater, but I don't think that was ever fully agreed upon, so I don't remember exactly what happened with the deal, but he took the schematics and we were all able to be revived again, so none of us died. And then we went back to the Salty Siren to recover, and that's where we ended. Yay, not dead.
Okay, take 1d6 of inspiration. As we open up, you all collectively as a party sort of make your way back to the tavern after tasting bitter defeat. You all group up, assuming when you get back, it would be late at night, so what do you wish to do as you regather yourselves in your rooms?
Long resting here.
We'll have a good long rest for sure.
Okay.
Or attempting to, I should say.
Okay, so everybody's long resting, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so right, the next day comes around, and you're a little late waking up. I would say it's around 9 a.m. by the time you actually get up. And you are long rested, so go ahead and reset your stats and regain half of your maximum hit dice, if any. as you awaken. Um, what do you wish to do after you've had a long rest?
Four Cup was gonna offer the infusion of Boots of the Winding Path to Taven. I think that's who I thought about. If he doesn't want it, it can go to other people, but just offer it to him first because he doesn't have an infusion from her yet. If that's what we decided. He wants it.
Go for it.
Gladly accept.
Lan is gonna come down and sit very gingerly at the table, just kind of grimacing, and kind of wave his hand for a cup of coffee whenever the bartender or serving person is able to provide.
Okay. The gentleman comes over and takes your order for some coffee and brings it out to you promptly. In a mug. 1 copper piece.
Lan is going to give him 2 silver pieces, and just say, "More, please." And then he's just going to start downing the first mug.
Okay.
Since by chance, would it be possible to have waited till like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock to go out and pick up some more long-term reserves?
To pick up
The long-term
what again?
rations. The
Rations?
MREs.
Let's see. I'd say they're. Let me check. Festival handout. All right. Um, Rations. Okay. Let's see how many they have. Yep. So Oswald will bring you some. There are 7 silver pieces per ration.
I'll take all that he has available.
Okay. This morning he has 3 leftover rations, so he can sell you 3. So what is that? 21 silver pieces, I think, something like that. Whatever sometimes 3 is. I'm shit at math.
21.
Would I be able to like coerce him to set aside a certain amount that he makes a week for a certain price?
Let's see. That's a good question.
Like I'll pay up to like a gold piece per ration if that's possible. For haggling purposes.
Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to pay, he could probably as part of the meal prepping just throughout the day, like for dinner and so forth. Sure. I mean, if he should have enough time at least, at very least, at the end of his shift to do that if you're willing to pay. Sure. But you don't have to pay that much. Let's see. He will. Oswald will say. Uh, yeah, 1 gold piece per ration if you're wanting to do that. Because
Yes, I would like to do that throughout our stay.
okay. He'll go ahead and do it, and let's see. How many are you want him to try and hold back?
Just as many as feasibly possible, on top of the 3 that he already has.
He says, "Well, right now I could probably prepare 5 for you, with how busy we're going to be this 10-day. You know, with the Coliseum tournament coming up and all."
So I'll go ahead and pay 50 gold ahead of time. If it's 5 per day, or unless is that 5 per day or 5 per week?
Well, he says tonight he can do 5, but he's not certain. He'll, on top of the regular inventory of rations he has to prepare. He's not sure day by day. I mean, some days he might be able to do more for you. Like tomorrow he might be able to do 3. Tomorrow he might be able to do 7 or more. Depends on the traffic and the Salty Siren. Today he can do 5.
I'll just give him 50, and then at the end of the 10-day, we'll settle up proper. Whether I owe him more, or he refunds me some.
He says just pay me 5 for now. He's not comfortable taking 50 from you. Because he can't hold up to any sort of promise beyond today.
Okay, so I'll pay for the 3 that are already prepared.
Okay. Very well. Well, now on top of the ones you're trying to, I guess, pre-order, he'll have some that he makes just for everyone to buy. You're obviously welcome to get those and see how many that he has of those at the end of the day. But it's always typically at the end of the day or the morning of the next day when the rations are still fresh. And around this time, Aspen, the red-haired dwarf lady, comes over and brings you some old coffee grinds.
Say thank you very much, and then start eating it.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
If it's okay with you, for the sake of brevity, just since I trance on usually up before everybody, just let me know how much gold I owe as when we stay in town for the rations, because I'll just pick them up first thing.
Well, just the 5 gold for for today, just the 5 gold, and then the 21 silver for the 3 that are available. Go ahead and add the pre-made ones to your inventory. Since nobody else will be getting them at the end of the day anyways.
Sweet.
Just for a quick note, if anybody wanted a refresher reminder of what infusion they had that I gave them or what it does, just let me know and I'll post it to the chat again. everybody but Orcuppa and Lan have one, or should have one at this point.
Why don't you just post it just for the heck of it?
Okay, it's gonna be a lot. So, and I even have a note on each one on who has it at the very bottom. It says like currently given to this person. So I'll go through.
Or maybe just me, if that makes your life easier.
You have the repeating shot one.
Copy.
Okay.
Lan is gonna kind of groggily look around after, so he's down the first cup, and then he's just sipping on the second cup of coffee. He's gonna look around everyone and just say, how's everyone feeling this morning after last night?
Grateful we're alive. Maybe next time someone acts like they didn't, we just send them to the guards and the police force, and I get it was a trap for us, but let them authorities deal with it next time. If someone tries to recruit us in the middle of the night. Although probably we would go anyways because we're us. But
I mean, as much as it sucked the way he was talking, it seemed like he was gonna get us one way or the other. So if we didn't fall for that ruse, they would have found another way to get us. So I don't think we should be beating ourselves up too much about it. Still, you know, a lot of takeaways we could take from it, but they were gonna ambush us one way or the other anyway, because it seemed like they knew we had it and they were gonna try to find a way to get it from us.
Well, at some point I need to check in with my superiors because I still feel like ultimately last night was my fault. I got a little too eager to show off my mark of the mandate, and yeah, it almost cost us a lot, namely our lives. So yeah, I'm still really new to this, if I'm being honest. So that is definitely a lesson I will take to heart.
well, yeah, like for Cuppa said, they were going to ambush us one way or another. But it would have been one of us, someone of us. They would have
I mean,
pulled in and lied and manipulated. So
could see them if they didn't get us that way, is setting up a team in the competition and just taking us out that way, you know. So very real possibility. At least we didn't endanger anybody else in the fight.
and at least we weren't roofied and sent into prison again. We went into an ambush while fully awake. We weren't imprisoned while roofied. So improvement. And plus, I know if I die, my best friend Birch will avenge me.
I'm thinking about it. Do we need to do another round of passing out healing potions so everybody has at least one on them? Might be a good idea, because we have a few spares in the bag of holding. Might be a good
Probably.
idea. Even if it's not super high powered, it's something.
What do we have in the bag of holding? And Lan is looking through his gear. I realize I don't have any healing potions on me, so
Yeah, let's change that. Let's spread some out and or buy some more. And
So right now we have 7 healing potions, 2 greater healing, and 5 regular. And then the one where, you know, might help you, might hurt you. So if somebody wants to take that chance, we could just leave it in the bag of holding as well if you wanted to.
wait, what is it? The
Potion of perplexing. I can't say that word right now. Pen. I don't know. I can't.
I'll take 2 of the.
Okay. Or if you roll a 1 or a 2, it'll hurt you. Everything else will get something.
Well, I'll take that one and give me a couple. Or may I have that one and a couple regular healing potions, please?
Well, does everybody else have some? Because I'd be more than happy to give you more than one, but if everybody has at least one, I don't know if we'll have enough to give multiples.
I have 1. I have 2 regular potions of healing, so I'm good.
I'll take one.
I was
Looks
thinking
like I
nothing.
have a potion of greater healing, but I think that's it.
Okay, so Land's gonna take the potion of perplexing kind of Mystica. I don't know how to pronounce it. And a regular healing potion. And then, so do you want a greater healing potion or just regular?
I'll just take a regular.
Finding it on the journal on which one it is for the that shit one.
What is it under?
It is under magic.
Perplexing Panacea.
So, Fazir, how many healing potions do you have?
Absolutely none.
Okay, so then,
Figured we go shopping today.
yeah.
Rectify that.
In case we get ambushed while shopping, let's hand out some potions.
Yeah, we can hand out what we have right now and then see what else we can have. But at least I would feel more comfortable if everybody had at least one on their person.
And
I have one
then,
It could
left.
just be a regular one, but everybody have at least one.
I'm gonna get some ramen today too.
and then Haven, how many do you have?
I've got 3.
You've got
So I'm
3?
good.
Okay. And I mean, I know the robot's a walking healing potion, but does he have any?
I'll check his sheet. Give me a second. um, he has none.
He has none. Do we want to give him just a regular? Because he has.
Yeah, we'll give him at least
Me-
one regular right now, and then we can reassess once everybody has one and if we get any more. Yeah, he's just getting a potion of healing, just a regular one. Huh? Yeah. Do you want a greater or regular?
It doesn't matter to me.
Is he a greater? Because you go near death saves a lot, so you need a greater one.
I had one last time, but I used it on somebody else.
So that's fine. So we don't have any more greater healing potions in the bag of holding. We just have 3 regular ones left. Oh no, wait, 2 because he healed this one. As long as everybody has at least one, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
And we can see what else we find.
Yeah, Ezekiel is a walking healing thing, but so it's spread out, yeah. And or it'll just be on his person for someone who cannot heal. Like I was able to save Sienna because she had one on her person, so well, not this time, but whatever time before when the spider took her out. So it's just like as long as it's on his person, if someone who can't heal has one on him, someone can take it off you and yeah. All right. So now that everyone has at least one, we can breathe and go get some more. And maybe also find a witch to curse Caldervos for the fun of it. That would be great. I will save so much money. Yeah, if we could feeble mind Calder Voss, pay someone to do that to him, it'd be great. Alright, so if everyone's good, because we still have like 6, 7 days, or about a week until the Coliseum tournament, right? Because, yeah, we still got a while to the Coliseum thing. So we have some time in between.
The notice board has been updated.
We still have rats to kill, though. Maybe, hopefully.
Thinking about the sewer stuff. Bit of level grinding might be of use to us before a Coliseum battle.
But after potion
Most
shopping,
sewage will put off the competitors. Words are hard. I can't talk. Let's see, notice board.
I'm updating the handout.
I mean, didn't we take the sewer job that we should probably get done sooner rather than later? And feels like rats are a lot more preferable to, invisible assassins like stab you with poison daggers. I don't think rats have poison daggers. I choose the rats.
They could probably carry diseases that are as bad as poison, but you know. Don't give you that bastard disease. It's a lot slower. Right, host.
3 urgent requests, and there's 3 dungeon crawls on top of your pest problem. We'll say that Ezekiel ain't here, but after he drinks his coffee, he goes out to the notice board to see if there's anything on there, and comes back with a few tabs and shares these with you. While I go to the restroom real quick while you glance at that.
do we think the murky depths hidden treasure correlates with the pest problem? Do we think we could tie those together?
Murky depths.
It seems like, yeah, we could maybe knock out 2 birds with 1 stone on that.
Maybe set a primary person in charge of remembering which is which and make sure we actually get both taken care of if you want to do both at the same time.
Okay, fork up
Also
both.
counting if, they're in the same sewer, the big city. It might be in a different sewer area.
Is there a difference between Breinhold sewer and lower sewer? Is there an upper sewer?
I think that's just called the streets.
Well, thank you, for Cuppa, for volunteering to keep track.
What we gotta do is carry each tab.
The bag of holes, not that I keep track of. Somebody else could be in charge.
Somebody else can be in charge. I'm the one who talked us out of not dying, so I did my part. I need to relax a little bit. My
Did
brain needs to
we-
recharge.
Did we already go to the council hall for the
did
pest
not.
problem?
I think we were gonna go in the morning, and then Fucker McFuckface showed up.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we head towards the council hall now to get the instructions for that, and then while we're there, we can maybe ask them about this one as well, the Murky Depths one. It says the contact is different. They're at a different tavern, so that might not work. But you know, we could basically take both and go from there.
I mean, yeah, I don't see anything that says you can only do one at a time. Seems smart to try and multitask if they're in the same place.
Or do we maybe want to look at these urgent requests? I mean, they
Okay, I got a
are.
question. If
There's no
they're
time.
urgent, what does that mean? Are we talking a week? We talking 2 days? We talking 24 hours? What are we talking here?
I think we're talking in the next 30 seconds or they expire. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Uh,
Well, that is a question then. Do we want to take care of these urgent requests first? Or do we want to stick to try knocking out the Murky Depths and this pest problem at the same time?
I vote whichever one sounds easiest, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not too confident in our abilities right now to get anything done and not die.
Oh, I mean, I feel like the reason why we didn't do great is we got separated into 2 spaces. Had we all been in the same space, I think we might have made it through that.
right, and then not that anyone really expects an ambush, but we got ambushed by poison assassins. It's kind of a worst case scenario.
Lan, do you have any insight as to why that happened specifically or anything like that?
No, it's one of the many questions I have for my superiors, and that I need to discuss with Kieran, the one who showed up last night to help us. Because I need to figure out if my organization is actually working both sides, which while not necessarily common does happen from time to time. Whatever gets them the most profits at the end of the day. But more worrisome is if there is a rogue faction attempting to take over.
So, like a super duper secret organization inside your already secret organization?
Yeah, Hydra.
Either super secret or a competing organization trying to muscle in on our territory.
How about you go talk to
Shocker,
Kieran?
an organization of a bunch of spies might have a bunch of backstabbers.
Yeah, it is pretty shocking. I know. Whoa. Anyways, why don't you guys go to the council hall to get instructions and also to see if we can get 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'll go talk to Kieran and see if we can get in touch with our superiors.
Okay, don't die. That place seems sketchy. Have fun.
I'm gonna go potion shopping and get my ramen.
I'd say have everybody just go in separate ways. Meet back here at the tavern in like 3-ish hours. meet back up again. Some of us go to town council to ask about the job. Vizier goes for potions. Lan going to talk to the creepy, sneaky people. Anybody else going anywhere?
Just in case the potions are too out of my price range, because spendy McSpenders in here. Do you think I can use some of the party gold to pick some up for everybody?
How much you want? I got a lot.
I wouldn't even know what to think of how much it is. I don't look at money.
Do you want like 1,000 gold? Cause we got plenty.
Well, doesn't like a regular healing potion just cost like 50 itself? So like, I think 1,000 would be a good start.
Okay.
And it's not like we can't put anything back in the bag of holding if it is not needed.
True.
And
And I can
if there's
screenshot.
anything besides potions that they have there or that you find that you think would be helpful, I'm all for that too. A little bit of extra spending money, or do you want to just take the bag of holding? Because I don't know if we know or if we need it in the going to the council. Just you take it, yeah. All right, yep. We can just give you the gold then. Start off with 1,000. Let us know if you need more, and we can always go back.
Well, if Vizier minds, I'll tag along with him to go shopping because I'd rather go shopping than run errands. At least shopping sounds like more of a fun errand than like going to the council or whatever.
And I need to repair my soul with a nice bowl of ramen.
So who's all going to turn in, or not turn in, but ask about the task that we're gonna do?
I can go to the Murky Depths contact. And if no one wants to, I can also go to the council hall to figure out and say multitasking.
No one does anything alone except for Lan. That's my only requirement. Yeah, he's in a boy club that we can't go to or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, you can accompany me to the building, you just can't come inside.
That sounds an awful lot like edging, sir, and I don't like it.
Just explaining the rules, man. I don't make them. All right. On that note, Lan is gonna finish his cup of coffee, his second cup of coffee, and kind of nod to everyone, and he'll depart the Salty Siren and make his way towards Kieran's house.
I was gonna say, did the Taven or Ezekiel want to go with Aspen and other people? Like, so at least it's minimum teams of 2 places. I figured I can drag Ezekiel around with me. So, everybody wanted to go to one of these places. One other person at least with Aspen. Not that I don't trust you, Aspen, but it might be a good idea for someone to go with you.
Provided we can start my by Smithry.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Perfect.
Okay. Planning. Right. Alright, so you guys got several plans. Okay. If you're not finished, you may continue planning, but if not, then yes, it is roughly 9:30 a.m. or so by the time you compile this plan of the action for today. We'll do the stuff with Kieran last, I think, maybe. All right.
Sounds good.
Um, do the shopping stuff. We have several of you, I think, are going to sort of into the city to buy some stuff, right?
We.
We. All right. So that'd be roughly around here. All right. Okay. Taven, you said you wanted to go to a blacksmith?
Yep.
All right. So you make your way through and past the Forge Masters Guild, which is currently being rebuilt. You see a lot of distraught workers in that direction as you sort of try your best to ignore it as you walk past it on your way to see this corner of this corner that is, I would say, a couple of blocks down from that, the Forge Masters Guild. And you see the weaponsmiths, armorsmiths, and all sort of congregated in one large area. What would you like to do now that you are here in their area?
I would like to approach the Smith Master and ask if he could create an additional war fan for myself. So that way I have two.
Okay, a war fan. He looks over and says, well, that's an oddly specific request. A fan for combat. I can forge something sturdy enough. It'll be made of lightweight metal for speed and reinforced for defense. Once again, not a common request, but sure. I'll take the challenge. Let's see. I'll need a week to finish it, or less if you can bring me some rare alloys and some enchanted metals. Bring me something like star steel, something like that. And you'll have a fan that the bards will sing about.
Starsteel. Where does one find Starsteel at?
Aye, he shuffles through some of the tomes he has over here. Just a moment. Some of the traders come in and they trade the alloy with us. Let me see if I can find it here. So he looks through. He's like, "Aye, okay, star steel. Of course, it's rare. Not something you would find lying around in the cart in the city. You might, before they make their way here, of course. And it's said to come from the heavens themselves, if you can believe it. Metal forged from fallen stars, from times when the guardian dragons were protecting Forlonde. If you're dead set on finding some, you may need to do some legwork. Here's what I can tell you. Closest to here would be the Shimmering Waters. Some say shards of star steel just wash up near the World Tree's roots, mixed in with deposits of magical silt. The The Circle of Waters might know more if you can get their permission to search, or maybe even Meliana, that lovely sea elf down at the Temple of the Tides. She may know more along the lines of specifically where in the routes or along the shores of the Shimmering Waters you might be able to find the Star Steel. There's another place that more brave adventurers typically go to find the Star Steel, I've heard. Long ago, this meteor struck the southern waste beyond the Wormspine Mountains. Folks call it the Skyfall Crater now. Dangerous place. Crawling with beasts infused with wild magic, but it's one of the few places Star Steel can be mined in its purest form.
Indeed. I will go look for the Star Steel, but in the meantime, and he pulls out his current war fan, is there any way you can improve this? Then I'll hand it over to him.
Improve it? Well, I'll have to begin by asking you what sort of improvements are you looking to add?
I want it to be faster. I want it to be lighter. I want it to be more sturdy. And if we can find somebody to enchant it to return to me when I throw it, that would be even better.
Well, do you mind if I examine it?
Please.
Okay. So I guess you hand it over to him. He sort of looks at it. He puts down this these goggles. That's like kind of resting on his forehead. So he pulls down these goggles and starts examining it. It's a solid piece of work, but there's room for improvement I can see all over. Chanting it will depend on what you're looking for. Better balance, sharper edges, maybe even... Here's what I can do. I can upgrade it to +1, a +1 war fan, giving you a +1 bonus to your attack and damage rolls. On top of that, it'll have improved durability and a painting aesthetic of your choice, such as maybe the reinforced metal ribs or an etched design of your choice.
Does sound good, actually.
Yep, that would be 100, I would say 115 gold pieces, and I could get that done for you in 3 hours or so. Of course, there are other upgrades I can offer you.
Please proceed. Continue to offer.
Okay. Well, we can do sort of a custom modification. Depending on what you do, it would be between the 200 and 300 gold piece range. We can update the frame to make it lightweight. And how that would help you is reducing the fan's weight would give you the slight edge of speed in combat. So once per short rest, you gain a +2 bonus to your initiative rolls. On top of that, it would have sharper blades, and it would change your damage to 1d8 slashing. I don't know what it is now, is it not that?
It is definitely not that. It's 1d6 +3.
Okay, so it would be 1d8 +3. And we could add a reinforced spine, give it better balance when you catch it. Assuming you're going to be throwing it, of course. We'll give you a +1 bonus to AC when you're wielding it.
Let me ask you this. And he will pick up his gold pouch and slightly put it on the table, holding it. What does 600 gold give me?
600 gold. Well, depends on the materials, but I think I could do something for you. It's sort of like an enchanted upgrade. So we could do like this fungal spore coating. If you're able to go down to the sewers and get some from the myconids that have infested it. See, they keep telling everyone that there's just rats down there, but there's myconids down there. Let me tell you. If you do that, we can add a permanent poison effect to each attack that you make. If you're able to bring me a shimmering crystal shard from the World Tree. We can add radiant damage and a blinding effect to your attacks that your opponents will have to make a saving throw or else be blinded, of course. And if you're able to find a refined star steel, we could grant the weapon an increased critical range from 19 to 20. Now, we could revamp the entire model of this thing. He flips it around and then shows you some schematics off to the side. I could change it into a fan of vipers. We could coat it in this poisonous resin, and on a hit, the target has to make a constitution save or take 1d6 poison damage on top of the damage that the weapon initially does. We could turn it into a gleaming fan embedded with these radiant star steel crystals. It could emit light for you in a 20-foot radius and deal an additional 1d4 radiant damage to undead or fiends that you encounter in Forlonde. Most of those typically are, well, typically roam the Hellscar, so unless you find yourself there, I'm not sure how much that will help you. Or I could change it into what's known as a Star-Cut Edge. Forged with pure star steel, critical hits deal an additional 1d10 slashing damage.
Let's do that.
Okay. I'll put it in the chat as well.
I
Very
think
well.
Starcut Edge is very much what I would like.
Okay. Well, if you're able to bring me the star steel, then you've got a deal.
Very well. And he will put his gold back on his pouch. When I find the star steel, then we will proceed.
Well, since you're willing to pay, I can give you an additional clue. This is just a rumor, okay? But there's an old pirate captain that kept his treasure, which includes a star steel ingot, a single ingot. Problem is, no one's sure where the stash is, and only that it's somewhere in the Brinehold sewers. See, the sewers used to have, well, before you actually get down to where the Myconans have infested it, the sewers has this place where smugglers and pirates and various people would sort of seek sanctuary in Brinehold when they were being smuggled into and out of the city, you know, away from the eyes of the House of Thorn and the Navy. There's supposedly a storeroom still down there. I haven't been to the sewers to see it myself, but this rumor has it there may be a star steel ingot down there among the old pirate captain's treasure. Wherever his stash might be, of course. You can check Durkal's Forge. I'm sure that the Forge Master would be happy to sell you some. But up in that forge would be maybe another place. However, the journey is treacherous and it's way out of the way, of course, and out of the city. But I've heard Durkal's Forge has been cleared out of all the Durgar that were previously occupying it, and it's been restored to its rightful ownership, so maybe safer to go there now and ask the Forge Master for some star steel. Some say that every now and then it falls from the heavens, but you would have to get very lucky or speak to an astronomer for this sort of information. I wouldn't know.
Indeed. Well,
If you want to speak to an astronomer, I would suggest Archivist Velmris. He usually frequents around the Temple of the Tides when he's here, but when he's not, he's in his opal tower, sort of observing the stars.
very well. In the meantime, can you craft a new fan?
Just a plain fan, sure.
And when I return with certain materials, can we upgrade each one of them individually to do different things?
How many fans do you want me to craft?
I just need one additional because I have my current one.
Okay. So the new fan, um, I will craft it with um, flexibility to be enchanted for you. That way, the process will not take you quite as long for the enchantments to take hold. As it would modifying your current fan, which isn't fitted to place enchantments. So at least one of the new fan, will be modification ready, so to speak.
So to create the fan of vipers, what would one need?
If you're able to bring me, let's see, pretty sure I think you can get some myconid spores for that. Let me check. Yes, if you're able to bring me myconid spores that you can find down in the sewers of Brinehold beneath the city. But beware, I've heard they've got a sovereign down there, and quite the myconid colony.
So be it.
Oh,
Proceed
and
and create the second fan. That's what I would like.
very well. Let's see. Okay. For just the war fan itself, we'll go with 50 gold pieces.
Done.
Does that sound right?
And he will toss over the 50 gold pieces.
Okay. It will be ready in 3 hours if you wish to come pick it up. Till then, I'll just keep it safe here for you and nice and wrapped.
Very well. And Taven will look over at Aspen and say, we need to return here in 3 hours.
Sounds good.
One way or the other, we've got to go to Soa.
Yep. Good thing we're going there. Anyways, but yep, now we have something we're actually going to look for there. Cool.
All right. And then he will proceed to follow Aspen.
So Aspen, you are alerted to him talking about the myconids that are down in the sewers now.
Mm-hmm.
Which are of course your folk, and well, not these particular myconids aren't your folk, obviously, but maybe some good information for you since you are a myconid. So with that in mind, you innately know exactly where poisonous myconid spores are kept within the physiology of the creatures. So you'll get if you do end up harvesting, you'll get a bonus to the roll. Okay.
Sweet.
All right. So make sure she doesn't die, and you'll be able to do it. Okay. All right. So the war fan is being crafted. Let's see. It's 10 a.m. by the time you get there. So it's around 1 a.m. or so. If you come back around that time, maybe finished. Or 1 p.m. Sorry, 1 p.m. Okay. Who else was shopping? I know some. Were you going to the magic shop? Anybody?
Sienna and Fizir, I think we're going to go do more shopping.
Okay. Sienna. What were you looking for?
I was mainly just tagging along with Vizier for just like potions and then stuff like. I wasn't looking for anything specific other than just tagging along and just health potions mostly.
Yeah. And ramen.
And ramen from the Coliseum vendors?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, so you make your way towards the area of. It's not. It's a little bit next to the Coliseum, but there's a. Are you going to an established magic shop in Brinehold, or are you going to one of the the little vendors that just?
Established ones, because they're not going to have jacked up prices. As jacked up prices.
Okay, good thinking. All right, so you make your way over. So there are two places. There's a potion shop, and then there's a magic item shop next to it. Potion shop is Alara's Remedies, and it's ran by Alara Greenglass. And then there's Fizzgear's Wondrous Finds. So which is the magic shop for the items, magic items other than potions? Potion shop first, or which one?
Potions first.
Okay, so you walk in and you see Alara there. Not many customers in here, but it's sort of a smaller potion shop. It's not overly big. It's like a cozy apothecary tucked away in the market district. Now, when you walk in, excuse me, I coughed. You smell the scent of the herbs, and there's a bubbling cauldron off to the side. Well, there's two cauldrons actually, and the shelves are lined with dried plants, alchemical equipment, and potions, of course. She greets you and welcomes you to her shop. What are you, can I help you find anything?
Health potions mostly.
Health potions? Well, we have plenty of those. Well, plenty of two types, that is.
Those types being?
Well, we have a regular potion of healing, and we have, right now we have roll 1d10. We have 8 of those, and we have potions of greater healing, roll 1d6. We have 4 of those currently.
We'll take the lot.
Alright, for each potion of healing is 50 gold pieces. And for each potion of greater healing would be 150 gold pieces.
I gave her the 1,000 gold. That was easy, thank you.
Well, it's so early in the morning for a bulk purchase, but do come back. I very much appreciate it. I have to get to brewing. Definitely have to get to brewing tonight after this. Is there anything else that catches your eye? We have antitoxins and different kinds of potions.
What? Sure. I'm interested to hear what you possibly have for me to pick up.
We have antitoxins. It'll give you an advantage on poison saving throws, or saving throws against being poisoned for an hour. Potions of climbing. We have potions of water breathing, and in our special stock, potions of resistance and a potion of heroism.
What's the potion of heroism?
If you drink it, you get plus 10 temporary HP, and you gain the effects of the Bless spell for 1 hour.
That just broke my brain. So the drinker or the consumer of the beverage or potion would get advantage on every time they attack for an hour?
No, see, the potion of heroism, it gives you plus 10 temporary hit points, and then you gain the Bless spell effect for 1 hour, which means you get to add a d4 to your attack rolls. And I think your checks? Not sure, you'll have to get more clearance from a cleric, but I'm pretty sure that's the effect of the Bless ability, or the spell, I mean.
Might have to come back for that potion of heroism in a couple days.
Yeah, you can add a d4 to your attack rolls or saving throws. for an hour.
I'll be back in a couple of days for a couple more potions, probably more healings. But definitely that heroism has piqued my interest.
Aye, well, usually our mightiest adventurers come in and take it. Many people typically drink it right before they go into the tournament games, if you're participating in such an endeavor, of course. But all right, well, if it's here when you return, then it's all yours. What about you? What about you, lovely lady? She looks over to Sienna.
No, I'm mostly just tagging along, not really looking for anything in particular.
I see. Okay, well, if that's all I can do for you, then be sure to come back and buy some more potions. She smiles. All right, so you guys have those potions now, and is there any other sort of shopping you wish to do?
Sorry?
Is there any other shopping you wish to do, like magic items, or was it just potions?
Was just potions, but if the magic items is right next door, you can put your head in there.
Okay, so you go next door to Darn and Fizgear's Wondrous Finds, and you see this chaotic storefront with these magical trinkets buzzing around, and there's glowing or floating things all about. And this gnome, Darnan, walks. He says, "Welcome to Fizgear's Wondrous Finds. I've got everything from glowing globes to enchanted boots. What catches your eye today?"
Well, we usually scout shops ahead of time before we purchase, but it's usually pretty big purchases. What all do you have? So I can get an eye for what our group might possibly need in the next couple of days.
Well, I'll let you take a look. I should have just created a handout for this, but I'll just put it here. Actually, yeah. Hang on, let me just create a handout for Darnan. Fizgear's Wondrous Finds. There you go. It's probably easier to read. Oh, it's frozen on my screen. Did it pop up?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he looks around. He's very happy about the drift globe. Like he goes ahead and he like speedily activates it for you. It lights up very brightly, and then he turns it off quickly. Sorry. It's one of my favorites. And then he ushers to show some of you the other items that you can read for the sake of brevity, and so I don't have to do the goblin voice.
I'll go ahead and pick up that drift globe though.
Okay, familiar
I was
item
gonna
too.
say, and I was going to say, I probably want that because we seem to be in dark places quite a bit.
Yeah, very familiar item. You guys have used it before in other campaigns.
I guess, do they have more than one or they're just the one?
Let me check. He has 3 drift globes 2 alchemy jugs, 2 bags of holding, 5 cloaks of billowing, if any of you are feeling like being just Batman standing there with a billowing cape, 3 potion of enchantment ready oil. He has 1 set of boots of Elvenkind, 1 gloves of swimming and climbing, 2 wands of magic detection, 1 amulet of proof against detection and location.
I'll pick up 2 drift globes and 1 bag of holding.
Okay. Okay. All right. 200 GP.
Already removed.
There you go. So now you have your own bag of holding and 2 drift globes. Let me go ahead and pull the drift globe item over from the compendium. Pretty cool items, one of my favorites. And look at this beautiful thing. So you can speak the command word to it, which you can set. You can set it to be whatever it can be a singular word. And then another command word to make it float. Now, of course, the orb does have it has AC and HP as well, so be very careful with it. It is made of glass after all.
And I think that'll be it for today, good sir. So yeah, Sienna, did you have anything you wanted to pick up?
I mean, if you picked up 2 drift globes, I don't think we'll need more than that, at least for right now. But I figured we should have at least 2. I think it could be helpful. But other than that, there wasn't really anything else. Or what does the alchemy jug do? Or do we already have one? Maybe we don't.
Alchemy jug. I don't think you guys have one. I'm not sure. I don't think you
It
do.
was last campaign we had one. We didn't use it.
Oh, okay, so we had it last time. Oh, just to jog my memory, what does it do again?
I'll show you.
You can make it fit ton of mayonnaise.
Did the handout pop up? It's being weird on my side.
Got you.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, you can make 2 gallons of mayonnaise. Ooh, that's nasty as hell.
I mean, we can also like make alcohol.
Ooh, a gallon of honey.
Or
That'd be nice.
oil. Yeah. I don't. It
That's
might
actually really
be
cool.
nice.
You guys always get this stuff and never freaking use them.
Well, I will buy the alchemy jug and maybe I will use it at some point.
I mean, the basic poison would be something
Y'all
you.
just got called out.
Yeah,
You better
I mean,
use it.
yeah, I mean, you never have to buy like alcohol again. Truly,
Cody
like, if you never
woke
want
up
to.
and chose violence against us apparently today.
The acid and the poison, very useful. Oil, you can always light fires with that. So, yeah, it's not bad. You can pour the oil on shit and like a trap, like a rat's nest.
The bill for campouts.
Right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah, I'll buy the alchemy jug, I guess. Just I can buy it personally.
Alchemy jug. Okay. Let's see. Alchemy jug. 75 gold pieces, please.
Yep, and I will hand over the monies.
All right. The alchemy jug is yours. I don't think it weighs much. Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's like what 12 pounds though. Seems kind of heavy, but like
The
for a jug, I know.
the liquid in it. You know, in real life it would depend on what kind of liquid, but I think it's the same amount. It kind of pours out arcanely, but well, it depends actually. Yeah. Well, see, it holds. Let's see, it weighs 12 pounds, whether full or empty. So I guess it just stays that weight, and it's kind of like the decanter of endless water, where you just pour it out, and that amount pours out up to a minute, like 2 gallons per minute, for example. So yeah, it's just 12 pounds.
So yeah, it's not the worst, but
Yeah, if you
slightly inconvenient.
add it to your character sheet, or just put it in the bag of holding, it's up to you.
I mean, worst comes to worst, use it as a bludgeoning weapon.
Well, you can take it and poison your blades, and it'll give you an additional 1d4 poison damage. Not for a whole day, but for like your next attack.
Well, I figure it could be helpful. Like, I don't know if we get stranded, having fresh water would be good, and just stuff like that.
Yeah, put out fires. Drinking
Like
game
that.
on
The
the road.
oil can make fire. Yes,
I know, I was gonna say,
there
or
are uses. We're just not smart enough to use it, I guess. So I'll just try to remember.
Put the honey in jars and sell it. You could attract creatures with the honey. Yeah, it's got a lot of uses. So that you could dip a number of arrows into the poison that comes out of it, and then your arrow, when it hits, would do an additional bit of poison damage.
That's a cool idea.
Yep, it's very useful.
I do have a question about that.
Yep.
Do they make sheaths and like scabbards or like quiver holders, whatever they're called? Do they make them where you can store a non-corrosive poison? Because, well, yeah, poison's not corrosive, that's acid. But like at the bottom of their container to keep the tips of the sharp weapons.
Well,
contain
wouldn't the
poison?
poison possibly lose potency after a while? I feel like you probably want like fresh poison each
I mean,
time.
like once a day.
They're not like if you were to sheath your short sword in it and then draw it, it would be coated in poison.
Yeah, or like when they pull the arrows out of the quiver, they're dipped in poison.
Let me check. Do 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 do. He does mention that there are venom sheaths that you can commission. It has a magical reservoir capable of holding a dose of poison. When a weapon is drawn from the sheath, the blade is coated in poison, applying the effect to the next melee attack made with it. The sheath can store 1 dose of poison at a time. Filling it requires 1 minute, and uses a dose of regular or magical poison. When the weapon is drawn from the sheath, the next attack with the weapon applies the poison effect. The poison is used up after the attack, regardless of whether it hits or misses. The poison loses potency after 24 hours, so you'll have to frequently refill it. Quiver of venom. The quiver holds enough to coat up to 5 bolts or arrows per day, and then replenishing it requires a dose of poison, which takes 1 minute. When the arrow is drawn, the effect applies to the next attack made with the projectile, and then the poison is also consumed whether it hits or misses. And it can only coat a single projectile at a time, which for Soot would be each arrow she draws. So up to 5, of course.
So it is possible.
Yeah, you can do it. This guy can with gear, he can craft it for you.
Would you
There's
be able to do
different
the
types
same
of
thing with oil as well.
Oil's a little tougher. It doesn't adhere as well to steel.
I'm mainly thinking of just like arrows. Like if like someone created great bonfire in front of an archer, and hypothetically they could just equip it, dip it,
Your
and
head
then
is.
fire it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Let's see. One for
Sorry
oil.
for being overly complicated this morning, this afternoon.
No, if you're in the magic shop, you gotta ask questions. That's something that can be commissioned. Like, are you talking about like pretty much the same function, but for oil?
Yeah.
So when the weapon be drawn from the sheath or scabbard, because I think sheath is actually an action, but when it's drawn, yes, it can be coated in oil. But once it's lit on fire, of course, if you run the risk of burning yourself with it, unless it's like a projectile, like an arrow. But like if you wanted to light up a sword, to give it sort of a firebrand properties, which not quite as intense. But yeah, if you wanted to draw like a short sword and then it be covered in oil, then yeah, you could do the same thing. It would just take a separate action to light it on fire with something. The poisons, there's 3 different types of poisons too. The basic poison, of course, from the handbook is the enemy will take a DC 10 con save or have to take 1d4 poison damage from your attack. And then we could customize a poison to put them asleep or paralyze them. And if you're able to get some myconid glands or other, if you're able to harvest from specific creatures a specific type of material, then they could, whoever you're speaking to might be able to come up with a way that they can make an enchantment for you. Like if, for example, if you bring them the fang of a venom dragon, then yeah, odds are you'll probably get something very, very powerful out of it. Versus like the glands of a spider.
For brevity's sake, could we say we've had this conversation while on the road at some point, and so it would have told us something along the lines of what you wanted, so I can commission that?
Yeah, sure. I can give you a handout to read as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love handouts.
Yeah, it's the lifeblood of Roll20 for sure. Is gear. I'll just add it to the Wonders Find handout. No need to make a bunch of handouts. Let's see. commission request. Okay. Okay. Updated the Wondrous Finds handout. So if you scroll down a little bit below commission requests, it'll have what I listed to you. So there you go. And yes, for brevity's sake, you can say that you were given a handout with this information on it, as after he explained it to you. That way you can read it on the road if you wish to keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving and I'll read.
Okay.
Let's just pretend we put the request in.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. See how much it would cost for him to make it. I'm sure that's something you want to know.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's at least a couple hundred, if not many hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah. Fizzgear, it'll take 5 to 7 days. He can get it done for 500 gold pieces and have it ready within 7 days. Or he could have it done in 4 days if you pay 100 extra gold. That's for the venom sheath. For the quiver of venom, that's 750 gold pieces. And that crafting time's a bit longer. It's 7 to 10 days total.
No stink in the tank to get it earlier, Price?
He says, well, I can do it in 9 if you bring me a drink while I'm working. Maybe some of that fancy stuff that they drink in the House of Thorn. Now, you can do expedited crafting options that will reduce the time, other than him offering you a drink for 1 additional day. If you want to pay 100 gold pieces extra, crafting time is reduced by 1 D2 days. I'll say 2 days.
Does that compound if you paid it more?
If you pay him 200 gold pieces, the crafting time is halved to a minimum of 3 days.
We'll be back, Fizzgear. Well, I can't definitively say we're gonna get these items, but in a couple of days we'll be back with a definitive answer.
Okay. Alright, I'll make sure I'll archive this. Alright, cool. If you provide the materials, some of the expedited costs could go down. Like a 50 to 200 gold piece discount. If you're able to bring him specific materials that you find in your dangerous adventures.
Who's listed?
Sort of like getting the star steel for the blacksmith.
Yeah, well, while we're doing our sewer crawl, our next couple of missions, we'll look out for materials that can be used.
Okay. He bids you farewell if you are leaving, which I think you are because you're walking back and reading. Okay. Is that all, Zir? Or did you want to buy some more stuff?
That's all for me now.
Alright, Sienna. I think you bought the alchemy jug. Are you satisfied?
Yep, I am satisfied.
Very well. All right. Who's next? I know we got Kieran, but that's more of an RP thing. Let's see. Who else was doing something in town?
Aspen and
Aspen?
Yeah, we can do mine next.
Aspen, what were you looking for?
Well, I wasn't gonna do shopping. I was gonna go to the council hall and contact the Murky Depths person.
Ooh, okay.
What I was gonna do.
The Murky Depths. That's on the notice board. Let me scroll down here. Merchant Derrick. Crimson Galleon Tavern. That's I think that's near the. Yeah, that's near the. Down here.
Okay, not far. Yay.
Not very far. It's actually right there, but yeah. So we head down there. I gotta stop being lazy and putting tags on the map. But here we go.
It's alright.
All right, you make your way down.
Alright.
All right, so Aspen, are you going by yourself or?
I think Taven's with me.
Okay, you and Taven are hanging out. So you
Mhm.
go down, you walk in, you see Merchant Derrick there, and the tavern itself is not overly busy since it's early, but it did just open. I will say it's around 11 a.m. or so, and he did just open the tavern. So let's see. Let me get his tavern pulled up. Okay, so you make it to the dockside. It's another inn, sort of a tavern slash inn, obviously, kind of like the Salty Siren. And you look around, you see who you assume to be Derek. This wiry half elf, got this sharp goatee, shifty eyes, this embroidered vest, and fingerless gloves. And you look over, it seems like he's writing some stuff down, maybe in a ledger. He looks over and sees you enter. Ah, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Crimson Galleon. I can serve you something to drink now if you like. I'm not sure how cold the ale has had a chance to get, though, so it may be a little warm. In that case, I'll cut the price down on it if it's too warm for you. But, what can I do?
Actually, tankard of warm ale sounds amazing. I will take one.
Okay. First one's on the house. How's that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Okay, it's a fresh keg that he just put up right before he opened, and he cracks it, and it pours out this golden ale, and he slides it over to you. That's our galleon special we make in-house.
Well, thank you very much, sir. But I am here to talk to you about the notice board that you put up about the job.
Ah, interested in the murky depths, are we? Well, I knew someone would bite. Here's the deal. I've got word of an old pirate stash hidden in the lower sewers. Tricky place. Partially flooded, of course, full of traps and who knows what else. But the treasure, oh, it's real, all right. Enough gold and relics to make the risk worthwhile. So, you'll find the stash in the flooded warrens, deep in the lower sewer tunnels. It used to be a hideout for the Black Tide Corsairs, but they've been gone for decades, okay? Getting there won't be easy. The entrance is sealed behind an old gate, and you'll need a good rogue or a hefty bit of muscle to get through it.
We have both of those in our party, so that shouldn't be too much of a concern.
Well, you sound like the brave type. And, forgive me for...
reckless, but you know, what's the difference?
Well, forgive me for pointing out, but you are a myconid, and you may have this unique advantage in dealing with the myconid infestation that's in our sewers at the moment. So you may be fit for this. And I think they're teeming with traps that the pirates left behind in the storeroom down there. So be careful. And obviously there are giant rats to worry about. And worse, like maybe the Myconids. I heard maybe there was a sovereign laying in wait down there. Some say the treasure is cursed, okay? So I don't know how much you believe in that. But I'm sure that's just some sort of nonsense. Pirates typically tie a curse to literally everything that they hoard to ward people off from looting it from them. Not everything is cursed, it's just that's what they do, and when they can't actually trap you.
That's a good warning to have. Be very cautious with what we grab, what we use.
He pulls this roughly drawn map out of his pocket and hands it over. See, right there marks the entrance to the flooded warrens, and along with a few notes here where you might be able to suspect some traps. Oh, and it's the water levels change from time to time down there. An enchantment those stupid pirates put.
So if the water levels are changing, is it ever higher than 4 feet, or is it just within a couple feet of changing?
Well, as long as you don't jump down into the actual channels, you'll be fine. Last time that someone was down there, and you'll see on the map, he kind of points out that there's walkways across the sides of the channels, and the water only goes up to the very, very top of the channel. And then it goes down to the bottom or halfway, depending on who's turning the valve. It's all operated on a valve. But once you turn the valve has a few settings, the way I understand it. As to what the settings do, I don't know. I don't know any pirates that are willing to give me their secrets. Now, I'm not asking for much, just bring me back the one chest of treasure. The rest is yours. If you're the sharing type, I'll even sweeten the pot with 100 gold up front for supplies that you might need in your venture down there.
Right.
But you're on your own if things go sour, of course. If the pirates return, or if there are any down there now, when you go down there, then you'll have to take it up with them, because, of course, they view it as their booty.
Yeah, it's an occupational hazard that goes along with doing these jobs.
Well, I agree.
But yeah. And so you say just the treasure chest, like the specific one, like we'll know which one you're talking about when we get there, right? Just to make sure we get the right one.
Let's see. I don't think he knows what it looks like. Let me check. Let me double check. No. To his knowledge, it's probably hidden away within a chest down there. I think it was taken within a chest, so it's more than likely in some sort of chest. He's not sure where it's kept. Whether the chest is under the water, he has no clue where the chest is down there, but it should be a chest. He tells you to look for.
Okay. We will do our best to try to find the treasure chest you were talking about to return to you.
He nods.
Is there any sort of label or sign on it that we can look for?
Good question. Let's see. He's
Just
looking
so we don't
through.
bring back a cursed chest accidentally.
Well, make sure you bring a rogue with you, or someone who's very good at disarming traps, and you should be fine. He sort of looks over. If you have someone that can detect magic, you'll be able to know if it's trapped before it's even opened, so make sure you keep that in mind as well. He looks around. Markings, I don't have anything here, I'm sorry. Even if I did, it's possible that the pirates took it out of the chest it was stolen in and put it in another one.
Right.
Now there's a few things you might need to be careful of. There's a
Mm-hmm.
guardian. There's a guardian that is also dormant down there. Try not to wake him up.
I mean, well, our last mission we weren't quite so stealthy, but it's a good thing to know. And do you know about where on the map he is, so we know to like specifically when to be quiet or when would be the best spot, or a guess about where he would be, so we
He
can
looks
try
at
not to pick him up.
he looks at the map. Well, if what I've heard is true, it's he looks over the map. It's hard to tell because I have no idea what it looks like now down there. I mean, it's if it's some of the arachnid variety, then keep your eyes on the keep your eyes peeled to the ceilings, um, because they don't move. And if you see any webs, don't touch them. See, these types of creatures can sense vibrations through their webs, so don't touch the webbing unless you're attacking the creatures, of course.
Okay, yeah, we've had some experience with arachnids. They're not the most pleasant type.
And if the pirates have been gone and they're still gone, then it's entirely possible that the chest and other items that you discover down here will also be enwebbed. So you may have to cut the chest out of the webbing, and that would be an inevitable sense of where you have to disturb the webbing, of course. But that's me just purely speculating. I'm not an adventurer. Just, I may be a lizard brain, but I'm not that stupid. I understand if you touch the webbing in any way, it's going to send a vibration through it.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. And unless the pirates have been back, then of course maybe they've dealt with the webbing and any of the spiders that are down there, and maybe the myconids as well. I wouldn't hold your breath though. It's better to prepare for the worst.
Oh, absolutely. But
Pirates are louder than spiders, so and perhaps you should hope that the pirates are there instead of the spiders. They're probably drunk and making noise.
very true. But no, this is a lot of good info to know ahead of time. Thank you.
He nods. Well, you're undertaking the request for me, so um, I feel this is the best I could do. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. Um, there's um, there's quite a few adventurers in town for the Coliseum event. You might be able to hire some of them to come along with you if you need help. It's not just yourself and the Bender gentleman here, is it?
No, we have quite a few others in our party.
Oh, well, okay, very well.
But no, we're
Um,
covering in that area.
oh, Derek nods and all right. Well, I eagerly await your return.
Yep, we will be back once we've completed it and hope to bring back your chest.
Oh yes, and watch out for the arcane glyphs um on the chest that they have down there. The Corsairs had they had a few skilled sorcerers with them that trapped their chests arcanely. So be ready for that.
Okay.
Okay, that's all the information he has.
Okay. And then I will give him a good handshake and then drain the tankard and walk out.
Okay, he shakes your hand and that'll be that as you guys leave the Crimson Galleon Tavern. Let's see. Let me answer this. It's break time, but I'll answer for Zero real quick. But yeah, it's break time. If you guys want to take your break, and then we'll land, and then we'll cut to Lan talking to or meeting with Kieran. I'm still got my headphones on in case anybody needs anything.
Cool.
I'm still willing to discuss stuff and answer questions, even if we're on break. Unless I'm peeing, then I'll be muted. And I'm making chili again today, so I'm gonna stir it. Bing, 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 bong. Yay, soot.
How was that meal you posted earlier this week?
It was pretty good. I think it needed a few adjustments. I think I should have done something else besides the. I like carrots, but something else besides the carrots. Um, and it needed maybe another hour to cook on low, but it was still good, like the potatoes and stuff, and the chicken wasn't dry at all. It would have been if I didn't pull it apart and soak it into the sauce halfway through, but that's part of the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean, I don't complain about anything, but I never add salt and pepper to anything until it's done.
I get that.
But if I cooked it for just me again, I would put salt in it. Maybe a bit more soy sauce.
Like just a basic salt or like a seasoning salt? Because sometimes those are exciting.
Probably like yeah, I probably would have used well, I don't know. Either sounds good. The seasoning salt would
Would you
probably be
add
good to put on
both
the chicken.
salt and soy sauce? And soy sauce is salty. Like it seems like you should either add one or the other.
Well, that's what I mean. Well, that's why I don't add salt, because I already had the soy sauce, and what I had in the mixture of the sauce itself was already the sodium content was already so high. But you know, for some people that's not enough. You know what I mean?
Yep.
For me, it's fine. I could eat it just as is and be perfectly fine with it. I think that would have been really good with like a side of rice, maybe.
That's how I was planning on doing it, because we're making it right now. I added other things that I was trying to get rid of, like seasoning-wise in our house.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it turns out, but I was planning on doing rice with it.
I feel like
Yeah.
a good mushroom would be nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe take out the carrots and put in bell peppers, like red and green bell peppers, maybe. And then the brown rice or something. I don't know.
What about like a bok choy?
Yeah, I mean that's also something you could do. That would probably be probably better than rice. I don't know.
I mean, I also marinated the chicken in the sauce for a little bit while I was getting everything else ready, so hopefully that adds a little bit more to it.
All right, so you're saying come over for dinner. Got it. Check.
Yeah, I pulled mine apart halfway through and then let it soak into the sauce for the remaining time. But the chicken part was great. The chicken tasted great. It was just I don't know. It needed something. It needed something else. I think like maybe waiting to garnish it with green onions after. Just chop like some really crunchy like green onions. Chop those up and add it into the bowl after it's done.